It is Miguel with Upstanding Citizen, and today we are going to have some lunch. Thing is, I live here in Orlando, and my lunch is going to be about 100 miles away in Clearwater, Florida. So, GPS said, last time I checked it anyway, was about a 2-hour trip over there, which means it might be a 2-hour trip back, unless I catch an accident or I just get creative with my throttle. But guys, we're going to see today on this video if the Aprilia RS660 is a great city bike or if it can actually double as a day tripper too.
First off, let me ask a question. What even is an RS660? According to Aprilia, the RS660 brings the winning Aprilia Trek experience to the road. I've always seen the 660 as a motorcycle with commitment issues, which actually is a compliment. The 660 is marketed as a sporty city bike, nowhere near as committed as its bigger brother, the RS-V4. And I think that's tremendous because it is no fun to ride a fast bike slow, but it can definitely be fun to ride a slow bike fast. Now, the RS660 is no slouch. Now, I'm sure there's people out there who are sport bike loyal and will only say, you should only ride a fully fared sport bike if you want to go fast because blah, blah, blah. Just like coffee snobs, you know? Those people are be like, oh, I only drink black coffee because sugars are bad and blah, blah, blah. Listen, not everybody wants black coffee, dude, so I'm glad Aprilia took the essence of their fully fared RS-V4 monster and gave us this beautiful little shot of espresso with the RS660 and its 100 horsepower engine. Now that we know what an RS660 is, what the hell is the Stars and Stripes? Well, the Stars and Stripes is essentially Aprilia patting themselves on the back because Aprilia won the Twins Cup Racing Series and they decided to commemorate that win by making 1,500 examples in this red, white, and blue livery, just like the bike that won. Aside from the bike's colorway, it also does have a taller windshield for track days, a single seat tail cover or a passenger seat, just like I installed on my bike when I went to Daytona, and apparently GP shift, although I haven't found a way to activate that yet. So if you happen to have had one and you figured it out, please drop a comment. Now, my bike is a 2022 and the R660 always came with a decent exhaust that popped and banged, but it just wasn't loud enough for my liking. So I went to SC Project and got the SC1R exhaust in this silver finish because the black didn't quite fit with the bright motif of the red, white, and blue colors. Now, there might be a few out there saying, oh, well, I just got it from the factory. Well, that's because the new R660s have a new limited edition called the Extrema, and those do bring factory SC Projects, but I do believe that because of that, you don't have a straight pipe and I do. So, ha, in your face. With that out of the way, let's get back to the riding because it is always fun to pull this thing on the highway. You twist the throttle, you feel it launch you forward, and it really gets your blood pumping until you realize that you're around Disney and you encounter a lot of traffic. Luckily, the RS660 is pretty light and easy to maneuver around other cars, even when a 4Runner tries to slide in front of you like an asshole. The good thing is that even in traffic, this early in the day, the engine heat is actually quite comfortable on the feet and ankles. Now, I know I have a motorcycle and I could just go ahead and cut on the shoulder, but that would be highly illegal and something that I definitely do not condone, especially when there's a lot of traffic in the way and it would just be rude to other car drivers to just go around their big slow asses. But the nice thing is that after 15 minutes, everybody got back up to highway speeds. Now, at around 60 to 70 miles an hour, that tall windscreen really helps with the air turbulence hitting my chest, and the helmet really takes the brunt of the airflow with all the bugs therein. About an hour into my trip, I start noticing that the RS660 is stable, but like I mentioned, it's pretty lightweight. So even with a medium gust of wind, it'll definitely push you around the highway a bit. If it's a strong gust of wind, I imagine you're going to be thrown around a lot, kind of like if you were the girl in the middle of the two guys at Night of the Roxbury. Not too long after that slight breeze, I figured that I should probably try to turn on the cruise control. Now, I had the bike for a while, but for the first few months where I wanted to use the cruise control, I couldn't figure it out. But me, being a stubborn dude, I was like, you know what? I could figure it out myself. 4 months later, I still wasn't able to figure it out, so I finally cracked open the owner's manual and read that you have to be, I think it's in 3rd gear, and you have to actually hold the lever down for a few seconds for it to actually engage because, yeah, dudes don't like doing what they should do, I guess, but yeah, live and learn, and then read the manual. Now, I imagine around this point, there's going to be somebody who bought an R7 or something cheaper that says, the Aprilia is too expensive and it's European and I don't need cruise control. You know what? Sit your broke, masochistic ass down over there. If you're going to be doing long haul trips, you deserve to get cruise control if you actually can. Now, if you can't, then don't be hating on people that actually can afford these nicer things, because trust me, when you're on a long, constant speed stretch of highway, that cruise control is oh so good. Now, I took I-4 to Tampa and then had to hop on the I-275 to get to my destination. The traffic was your typical Tampa traffic, but I knew roughly where I was going and how to get there. Or at least I thought I did, because I did get turned around. I admit I got a little lost. Now, I do have a cell phone holder, but I just didn't put it on the bike. Now, apparently, Aprilia sells something called Mia that's able to integrate into your bike, so that way you can actually have cell phone calls, music, and navigation streamed through the actual bike, and I wanted to get one, but when I realized it was about $250, I said they can go find somebody else to sell it to, because that is way too much money, especially when you consider how much less getting a cell phone holder and installing a USB charger plug would be. Now, I do realize that that statement makes me sound like the broke ass, and you know what? I'm cheap. I'm not broke, but I am cheap, so being that I paid a premium for the exclusive model, I figured that it should have been included, because I just cannot stomach $250 for my random trips around the city. Nah, sorry Aprilia. But getting back to the ride, I love visiting the Clearwater area. Seriously, if I actually want to go to the beach, I'm going to Clearwater all the time, because it has some of the best beaches in Florida, and the drive to my lunch spot always has some very scenic views, especially when you're passing the Clearwater Aquarium, which is where I think that dolphin with the prosthetic fin lived. Yeah, I think it died, but yeah, that's where it lived, and it's a very nice area. Anyways, ever since getting a bike, I always wanted to ride around this little roundabout here. I never did it on my Gixxer, which is why I really wanted to come all the way out here for lunch. I know it sounds stupid, but it was a small goal, so hashtag don't let your dreams be dreams.
Do it!
But after parking up in this covered garage so I didn't roast my goods after lunch,
Why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot.
I went up to a place called Jimmy's Crow's Nest. It's an open-air restaurant that overlooks a marina and the Clearwater Beach itself. Very beautiful views. It is really, really nice. And I left my house at 10:33. I just got here, it's like 1:50 something, so let's just call it 2 o'clock. So 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, so 3.5 hours just to get here. And I just want to say, I love Florida, I love when people visit Florida, but can you please learn how to drive? Like seriously, sometimes like I can understand if there's like an accident or a car fire where there's miles of traffic, but sometimes you'll be stuck in like 10 minutes worth of traffic, then all of a sudden everybody gets back up to highway speed. I don't get it, but my back is fine, my wrists are okay, and I'm actually feeling pretty good even after that 3.5 hour stint on the RS660. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and eat lunch, then I'm gonna find a Wawa, then we're gonna head back to Orlando. So let's see if I still like the Aprilia right now. Let's see if I still like it by the time I get home. After fueling up, I decided to start my journey home, and on the crowded roads, my red, white, and blue baby felt very at home. It's easy to swerve, accelerate, more importantly, decelerate, especially with these drivers over here in Florida. So, leaving behind the beauty of the beach, I decided to hop back on the highway and cruise past a lot of landmarks like the Hard Rock Casino, finally merging back onto Interstate 4 and, again, in traffic. Now, I know the whole premise of this video is a little funny. Take a sporty little city bike that you could rip around a racetrack and have a bunch of fun and take it on a little bit of a road trip. So I know I'm asking it to do something it wasn't specifically designed for, but then again, if I wanted a big interstate bike, I probably would have bought a Goldwing or a Road Glide or something built for that. But I wanted to buy something that looked good and always gave me that little bit of a special fizz every time I got on it, and I was under no delusion that it was not a matter of if I would start feeling sore, it was a matter of when. So I'm about an hour into my ride back to Orlando, and I had to pull over at this little rest area, not because the bike is bad, but because I'm starting to feel it. And it's not my legs, it is my wrists. I've been trying to just like, you know, let my arms go and relax and chill and stuff like that, but I guess I've just been trying to avoid all these people on the road, so I guess I've been riding on my wrist a little bit, and I'm starting to feel it. But at least it gives me a chance to go to the bathroom and catch up on a few text messages that I'm sure I've missed. But yeah, I'll be hitting the road here in probably the next 10 minutes. After my quick little pit stop, it was smooth riding down for about another 45 minutes until I got around to the US 27 and I-4 interchange because, of course, Florida traffic. But interestingly enough, stuck in that traffic with me was actually a four-wheeled squadron of customized Toyota Camrys, just a bunch of auto enthusiasts enjoying their vehicle just like I was out enjoying mine. Whether you have two wheels or four wheels, just get out there and have a little bit of fun. Anyways, After I found my way around the traffic, I was able to finally get back home, and after about a 6-hour in total lunch excursion, I was able to finally reflect on how the Aprilia did.
And I finally made it back. Right now, it is 5:14. So from 3 to 5, I got here a little bit quicker than I got over there, but I am glad to be home. And keep in mind, I know there's gonna be people in this video that are like, oh, well, I do 500 miles a day on my Harley. This is not a Harley. This is a sporty / city bike that I just took way down the road and back all in the same day. And my wrists are still okay, even though they are, I'm aware of them now. And I don't know if it's because I probably was in the city traffic so long, but my ankles and, well, let's just say it like this.
I don't know what that was all about, but I'm glad it's over.
So yeah, to answer the question, you can take the RS660 on a day trip, but you will be ready to be done whenever you are actually done. And guys, thank you for coming along on this journey. If you like these videos, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and make sure you leave me a few comments if there's anything else that you want to see me do to this thing. Nothing too crazy, because I actually like my bike. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later.